God bless. I want to give a honor to God, who is the head over my life. I'm just going to say this. As prophets, sometimes we have dreams and then we forget our dreams. So, for some reason, the Lord told me, go back to what you saw in your dream, because usually we forget. Some prophets forget. That's why it's good to write it down, what we've seen in our dreams. So, what I saw in my dream this morning was, in the dream, I was chewing on something, or it was just something savory or whatever. And, I was like, in the dream, I didn't know what I was chewing on or why it was, I guess it was so tasty, in my mouth, and I didn't know what it was. But the Lord laid me in this chapter, Revelations chapter 10, the angel and the little scroll is the subject. Okay, then I saw another mighty angel come down from heaven. He was robed in a cloud with a rainbow above his head. His face was like the sun, and the legs were like fairy pillars. He was holding a little scroll which lay open in the hand, and he planted the right foot on the sea and his left foot on the land. And he gave a loud shout like the roar of a lion. When he shouted, the voice of the seven thunders spoke. And when the seven thunders spoke, I was about to write, but I heard a voice from heaven say, seal up what the seven thunders have said and do not write it down. Then the angel I had seen standing on the sea and on the land raised his right hand to heaven, and he swore by him who lives forever and ever, who created the heavens and all that is in it, in them, the earth and all that is in it, and the sea and all that is in it, and said, there will be no more delay, but in the days when the seventh angel is about to sound his trumpet, the mystery of God will be accomplished, just as he announced to the servant, the prophet. Then the voice that I had heard from heaven spoke to me once more. Go to the scroll that lies open in the hand of the angel who is standing on the sea and in the land. So I went to the angel and asked him to give me the little scroll, and he said to me, take it and eat it. It will turn your stomach sour, but in your mouth it will be as sweet as honey. I took the little scroll from the angel's hand and ate it, and it tasted as sweet as honey in my mouth. But when I had eaten it, my stomach turned sour. Then I was told, you must prophesy again about many people, nations, languages, and kings. So the scroll that the angel ate was basically letting people know that, there will be no more delay. You know, no one knows of when Jesus' coming is, but this was a warning for the angel to give to the Lord's people that it will be no more delay. But in those days, the seventh angel was about to sound the trumpet, the trumpet of the Lord. Okay, um, it will be judgment on earth, his right foot on the sea and left foot on the land. The seventh trumpet would usher in the seven bowls of judgment. Okay. Um, of the second stroll not indicated, but it also may be contained in revelation or judgment. Through history, people have wanted to know what will happen in the future, and God reveals some of it in his book, but John was stopped from revealing certain parts. So, and this is saying that John saw things, but the Lord prohibited him from revealing certain stuff to the people of God, because either the people of God didn't believe it because it hadn't come yet, or the people of God thought that this was a lying prophet. If this is supposed to happen, then it should be happening right now. But certain things that some prophets see, or visions that the Lord gives them, um, sometimes it could be from 3 or 4 years later or whatever, you know. So, so no one can really dictate the future. All you know is that you have a vision that you have to present. If the Lord tells you to prevent it, okay. If the Lord tells you to go ahead and give it to the people of God, to give them a warning about it, then you do so. Okay. Um, However, pronouncement would bring fear to God's enemies. For God's chosen one, however, it will bring hope and peace. Do you really long for Christ's return, or do you long for God and his people to be treated justly and have their perseverance vindicated? Believers ought to pray for God's justice to be carried out and his plans fulfilled. We should want Christ to come because of the trumpet of his kingdom, not only because of our circumstances. May we be bad, or we long for a new body, or we went out of our struggles and oppressions. um, the prophet Ezekiel also had a vision in which he was told to eat a scroll, this one filled with judgment against the nation of Israel. The taste was sweet in his mouth, but the scroll content brought destruction, just like the little scroll John was told to eat. God's word tastes sweet to us as believers because it brings encouragement, but it sours our stomach because we have to warn unbelievers of the coming judgment. Um, Take this as a warning. Like I said before, I did not know what this dream meant this morning when I had this dream. I just know my tongue was savory, and I was like, what is going on here? I saw something going in my mouth, and the Lord said, go in this chapter right here. Okay, so you can understand what the dream means. So I'm presenting it to the people of God. Okay, so this means the coming judgment on the nation. It says God's word tastes sweet to believers because it brings encouragement, but it sours our stomach. Okay. So in this, Ezekiel had a vision in which he was told to eat a scroll, and the one filled with judgment against the nation. This was a scroll filled with judgment against the nation for disobedience. Okay. So that's the dream I had on this morning. My subject is the angel and the little scroll. God bless.